ये सब इंटरव्यू के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है, पूछते हैं. टाइप्स ऑफ डॉकर कंटेनर: stateless and stateful. Stateless container, that means without any volume, only container. Stateful means container with volume, that is persist data. Stateless, if data is there, container down means data also down. Stateful, container with volume, that is data is going to persist. Other than this, one more type of container is there, ephemeral container. That is a short time purpose. If I create particular one job purpose, one container only for short time, that is known as ephemeral container. Normally container, on container, what is going to run? Application or database. So these are all long term purpose, right? But short term purpose, if I create any container just for one job, that is known as ephemeral container. So types of container basically stateless and stateful. Fine. Docker container life cycle. When we are going to create the container, what is the life
सर
cycle?
आपने रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट किया है क्या?
हाँ.
Okay.
Container create, then running, paused, stopped, delete. This is container life cycle. Okay, please try to remember. ऐसे याद रखो CRP-SD, तो याद रह जाएगा. राइट. कंटेनर लाइफ साइकिल. इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन: what is the difference between docker image and container? Docker stats command, I already show you, it is going to show the resource details. Docker ignore, one important file to minimize the docker image size. How to check the docker log? I am going to show you after creation of docker container. To minimize the docker image, 7-8টা পয়েন্ট আছে কি করে মিনিমাইজ করা যায়. আমি 3-4টে পয়েন্ট দেখিয়েছি, যেমন স্লিম, আরেকটা কি দেখিয়েছিলাম মাল্টি স্টেজ, রাইট? এরকম 7-8টা পয়েন্ট আছে, তার মধ্যে একটা পয়েন্ট, তার মধ্যে ডকার ইগনোর একটা পয়েন্ট. Inside of docker file we are going to mention normally in your Python docker file, if you check it cmd, then within this third bracket, that is square bracket, I just use to run the server.py cmd, and using entry point also it is possible. Now what is the difference between this entry point and cmd? When I create any container, I am going to use docker run, but docker run versus docker execute, exec. Okay, please try to remember. Image and container, states container with specified port using -p. When I create any container from Python image, I use -p port number, host port colon container port. Image optimized, docker container log, image stored. Where image is going to store? See, in Jenkins, if you push any content from GitHub, where it is going to reach? Where lib Jenkins workspace, your item name inside of that. That is known as Jenkins home folder. So in Docker, when you download any image or when you generate any image, where it is going to store? If you check docker info, docker root directory, where lib docker, same as where lib Jenkins, where lib docker. Okay, this is the location. So Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, these are all where lib docker, where lib docker. For Mac purpose this is different, for Windows purpose also little bit different. These are all theoretical matter, just go through this. Now two main topic, one is Docker Compose and one is Docker private Docker registry or Docker hub or local hub. Okay, so Compose, what is Docker Compose? What is Docker Compose? See, Docker, it will show Docker is installed. Docker Compose version, it will show Docker Compose also installed. Either with Docker Compose also going to install. If it is not going to show Docker Compose is not installed, please install it. Just check Google and copy paste the command. 2-3 commands are there. You can install Docker Compose. It is an added advantage, added tool. So what is the purpose of this Docker Compose? Normally whenever we create any container, how to create? Our command is docker run -it or -itd or only d -d, then hyphen name, container name, and then image name, then bin bash or any other shell. Fine. Clear? So it is going to create a single container from a image. Fine. Now if my target is, my requirement is, I want to create 2 container at a time, that is more than one, from a same image. Okay, from a same image I want to create 2 container or 3 container, multiple container, or from multiple image, multiple container. Suppose I want to create, my image is Ubuntu. From this I want to create container into 3 container, and my target MySQL, that is the database, and I am going to create container into 3. So 3 container using Ubuntu image and 3 container using MySQL image in one shot, in one command. That is possible through Docker Compose. Okay, Docker Compose. Just you can compare Ansible ad hoc command, one command, one job, multiple mission. Ansible playbook, one playbook, multiple command, multiple job to multiple missions. Same concept here, Docker Compose. So using Docker Compose we can create multiple container from a single image or multiple container from multiple image. How it is? You have to write same as playbook type, that is one YAML code. So this is one YAML code. You have to write this type of YAML code. You have to mention the port and other all options, and then Docker Compose config is the command. Using this you can check whether your configuration is okay or any problem is there. Docker Compose up means it is going to create the image from this code, and at the same time create one container from that image. But Docker Compose up means it is only in foreground. -d means in background, D for detach. Docker images, you can check all the images, and Docker ps3 you can check all the container. Docker Compose down means it is going to down stop everything. Okay. Docker compose up hyphen build and Docker compose up, what is the difference? Docker compose up, it is going to create the image and the container also. Build means it is going to check whether image is there. If image already there and you change something, modify something in your code, again you are going to build it. It is just like build means it is going to check whether it is there, then it is going to rebuild. Docker compose related two commands are there, different two commands, docker hyphen compose and docker without hyphen compose. Docker hyphen compose, it is the old method, it is Python related, Python based one tool, and docker without space, without hyphen compose, it is a plugins type, docker plugins. Okay, this is far better than this docker hyphen compose. So interview time they may ask docker hyphen compose and docker compose, what is the difference? So we are going to use docker compose. And sometimes you are going to face one problem. Whenever you install docker, fine, everything is running, you already tested one container, create one container, it is working fine. Now you just install docker compose software. After that, when you try to up any docker, you write one YAML file and you just run the docker compose up, then you are facing this type of error, Python traceback error. Okay, this is the most common error. Why you are facing this error and how to fix it? This is common error. It is passing one arguments with SSL. When it is passing the argument key args, KW args, jano Python arguments. So when it is passing these arguments, in C language also argv argc is there. Okay, so when it is passing this argument with this SSL, it is not going to accept. Okay, so we are facing one problem. It is going to say type error keyargs from this. So what is the fix options? You have to pip install upgrade docker. The docker version, docker compose is going to execute on docker. Okay, so that docker and docker compose, they are not going to match, so that we have to upgrade the docker. Docker compose up, after upgrade, check it, check the version, and you can uninstall some unnecessary Python based that compose. Pip uninstall docker hyphen compose. Docker hyphen compose you have to remove, and docker compose you have to use. So then docker compose up hyphen build, you can check it. Okay, if you face this problem, this is mostly you are facing this problem. So let's see, practically we test it. And whenever you create one file, your file name should be docker hyphen compose .yaml. vi docker hyphen compose .yaml. Already file is there. So this is our file. Now we have to up it. Our port number is 6379. Host port and container port same. How to up it? Docker compose config. First I try to check if it is going to show any error. Okay, you have to solve it. If there no error, then it is going to show the content, same content. Okay, here one warning is there, version related some issues, so you can bypass it. কোথায় ইমেজের নাম? হ্যাঁ, রেডিস একটা ইমেজ আছে, রেডিস একটা ডেটাবেস, লাইট ওয়েট ডেটাবেস, তার ভার্সনটা দেওয়া হয়েছে, ঠিক আছে? সো নাও আই ওয়ান্ট টু চেক docker images, docker ps. There was no image, no container, right? Now docker compose up, enter. It is pulling the redis image and others, because that is the rule. If it is available in locally, fine, it is created, but check it, it is in foreground, still it is there. If I open another window, docker images, check it, redis image pulled, right? And then docker ps-a, redis one container is created, container name is redis, port 6379. Okay, and what is the status? It is exited. Control C, container also stopped. Docker ps, no container. Okay, docker ps means only running container. It is exited about a minute ago. So if I create docker compose up -d, it is in background. Okay, it is also going to create, but in background. -d means detach. Now if you check container status, it is up 13 seconds before. Okay, and this is the port, vi docker compose yaml. I change the host port 6677. Okay, container port still same. Now docker compose it is in this position. If I use then d means detach, right? And check it, it is running, and check the port number. Previously it is host and container port same 6379, but right now host port is 6677. So it is going to rebuild the container, okay, and rebuild the image also. You can use docker compose down, and other few more commands are there docker compose related. क्या बोला था पोर्ट नंबर के बारे में? एक से 1023 या 24 तक वो फिक्स है, उसके बाद से लेकर 65,535 तक आप यूज़ कर सकते हो। लेकिन उसमें भी कुछ कुछ पोर्ट है, जैसे माई एसक्यूएल किया था आपने, माई एसक्यूएल का पोर्ट कितना था? माई एसक्यूएल पोर्ट कत ছিল? 3306। कुछ पोर्ट याद रखना है, ठीक है? हाँ, ओरेकल यूज़ करता है 1521। तो कुछ पोर्ट ऑलरेडी डिफाइंड, वो फिक्स यूज़ करता है, ठीक है? उसको छोड़ के कुछ भी यूज़ करो। लेकिन ये तो मैं लोकली यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, कोई मैटर नहीं, कोई भी पोर्ट दे सकते हो आप। ये तो प्रोडक्शन में नहीं जा रहा है ना। जब प्रोडक्शन में जाएगा नेट थ्रू, उस टाइम अगर आप 3306 यूज़ किया तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, क्योंकि माई स्कूल का पोर्ट है। So Docker Compose is most important one topic. What is the purpose of this compose? I am going to send you one more compose, this one using my Python. Okay, already we use na Python image to container. So I am going to use that Python within this Docker Compose. Okay, how it is possible? You have to write the same way: Docker file, server.py, requirement.txt plus this compose. Okay, and inside of this compose we are going to use some way so that it is going to utilize the Docker file. Okay, Docker file, using this it is going to build the image, right? Compose is going to build the image. It is not that I am going to build the image then I am going to use compose. Compose build the image as well as build the container also. So inside of compose we have to mention everything, and we have to pass all the files: Docker file, Python app, requirements, everything. Okay, I will send one document, please try that. And Docker Compose related so many other commands also. Docker Compose related other command. Here just simple command, how to up, how to down, and how to check the content. That is whether it is okay or not. Fine. Next, one more topic is important. So Docker related everything, you please go through this. Docker lust and Docker end. Now local hub. Okay, that is important. See, Docker related this portion: Docker compose, troubleshoot log, container process management, Docker login as a root, local hub. Local hub, what is local hub? What is Docker hub?
Docker Hub is a place where any configuration related things to run the application
Image.
to run the image.
Image. Docker hub, one type of repository where image is available, or we can push our own image, but it is public.
और सर एप्लीकेशन जो रन करने के लिए जो चीज़ चाहिए वो डॉकर हब से वो खुद लाता है ना इमेज।
आपका अगर खुद का एप्लीकेशन होगा, कंपनी का खुद का एप्लीकेशन, वो डॉकर हब में मिलेगा? तो आपको बनाना पड़ेगा, फिर उसको पुश करना पड़ेगा। क्या बनाते हैं आप? इमेज। नॉर्मली आपने कुछ कुछ बनाया नहीं, जस्ट टेस्ट कर रहा है, कौन सा इमेज मिलता है वहाँ से? बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट कुछ इमेज है, जैसे उबंटू, सेंटोवेस, माई एसक्यूएल, रेडिस, एल्पाइन, बहुत सारा इमेज है, ठीक है? वो रेडीमेड इमेज है। तो डॉकर हब क्या है? व्हाट इज डॉकर हब? It's a repository. Okay, internet base. It's a repository. Okay, what it is going to hold? All the images, right? And we can download the image or we can push our own image. Then when container is going to create, it is going to download the image, pull the image from Docker Hub. So Docker Hub, it is public repository. But company, inside of company, they want, what is their requirement? Private repository. That is inside of company premises. Okay, inside of company premises they want to create their image and they want to upload or push the image to local hub, then pull the image from local hub. So local Docker hub, okay, that is known as Docker registry also. So how to create that? Fine. Oh. Docker run minus it hyphen name test1 ubuntu bin bash. So it is created and inside of this Ubuntu image, okay, control D or control PQ, docker ps hyphen. So this is Ubuntu related, test1 is my container name, 20 seconds. Why it is exited? I use itd na, it it should be run. Okay, no issue. So I want to log in as a root user. Let's see. So docker execute exec it hyphen user root, then your container name and bin bash. Okay, let's see what happen. Otherwise we will start it. Docker exec, then you have to mention interactive and terminal minus it hyphen user root, then your container name and bin bash, test1 error from this container not running. Okay, how to run? Docker start test1 docker ps. So Ubuntu is running, test1 is running. Now if I execute this command, I am inside of this container, okay, and as a root user add psi, I created one user, control PQ and docker ps, still it is up, right? Now again I log in as a psi user. Fine. So you can log in using any user, and our Redis also running. So docker logs and then your container name or container ID. Oh sorry, I am inside of this container. Docker logs Redis, it is going to show the log of that particular container. Right? In Linux, when you check any log, normally we are going to use tail command. Tail the log file name, because tail is going to show the last options. And when we check it, suppose application is running and something is going to add in log file. So it is runtime. it is going to change the line, automatically going to scroll. Okay, current line is going to show at the end. Same you can check here docker log also. Okay, this follow -f option. -f option means it is going to show same as tail command. That is, container is running, someone is accessing, so some log is going to generating. So when you use docker log this -f option of that container name or id, dynamically it is going to show the log. Okay, see, log is most important part of container host, because troubleshooting purpose log is important. So how to check this log, that is important. So this is the way you can check the log file of any container. Okay, and -f or ---- details, mostly we are using these two options. Sometimes timestamp, that is I want to check 1 hour before log. Okay, so timestamp -t, you can mention the timestamp, right? So please study this one. That is how to check this log, how to log in as a user, and this portion. Now login, container process, logs, troubleshoot later, related Docker, Ansible and others. Now hub, local hub. Local hub also one image. Private registry, that is also one image, registry. Okay, Docker is going to provide one image. So this is also one type of container. Okay, registry. So we are going to use this registry image. We create our own registry. See, our name is registry. You can use local registry or local hub, any name, but image is registry, latest registry, and you can use any port number. That means whenever you access this registry using 5000, and then after creation of this registry, how to pull, how to push, all the commands are there, and video also there. Okay, this related video also there. यूजिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टेपिंग बहुत इजी है, लेकिन इसके आगे कुछ है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सिक्योरिटी मैटर। स्लैश देकर कॉन्फ़िगर होने के बाद पुल कर लीजिए। ये कोई हिंदी वाला बैच था, लोकल टेस्ट मांगता है इस बैच में, सभी को हिंदी आता। तो ये ऑथेंटिक किया, पुल किया, सब फाइल वाला। ठीक है, ये पुल तक हो जाएगा ऑथेंटिकेशन।
एक बार ये वीडियो भी शेयर करिए सर थोड़ा सा।
चेक दिस कंटेंट, चेक दिस वीडियो एंड ट्राई वन लोकल डॉकर लोकल registry, local hub. Okay, please try it. हाँ हाँ, दो मतलब दोनों नाम सेम ही है। So this is our Docker related everything. Now next option is Ansible. Tomorrow Ansible rest topic. Already we completed which portion of Ansible? Installation, configuration, then Ansible ad hoc and Ansible playbook. Right? Now inside of playbook, same as programming, variable, loop, block, handler, so many things are there. That is not tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow. But Ansible module, what is Ansible module? Interview time they may ask what is Ansible module, and tell me some few Ansible module. You already use yum, apt, copy, service, right? These are all module. Module means it is written by the Ansible team, okay, for all the Linux command related, right? So what is module, how to use it, few name of the module, theoretically you have to know. Ansible role or galaxy. This is one important one more thing. Tomorrow practically, this is L means lab. Lab wise you have to understand it. Okay. So we'll discuss what is what. Types of inventory in Ansible. Inventory यूज किया ना? एक तो बाय डिफॉल्ट इन्वेंट्री होता है. कहां पर होता है? वेयर इट इज? स्लैश etc ansible hosts, that is default inventory. But अगर ये नहीं है, if it is not available, nowadays in latest version of Ansible it is not available, so you have to create your own inventory, any location, okay, under OPT, under any location, just a text file. You have to mention group name and you have to mention the IP address of the target machines. Okay, this is your custom inventory, or you can say this is your static inventory. So first, Ansible inventory, that is static inventory and dynamic inventory. Okay, within this static inventory, again two options: default inventory and custom inventory. And dynamic inventory, what is dynamic inventory? Check it. This is, I mentioned here, dynamic inventory. Theory I am going to discuss right now. You have to continue the lab. I am going to share the script. Dynamic inventory, what is the scenario? Suppose auto scale is there. Minimum 2 machine, maximum 10 machines. Fine. Now Ansible is going to execute on playbook to that machine which is launched by auto scale. Now 2 machines are running. You may check the IP address. Okay, you may put the IP address in Ansible inventory, no issue. But when Ansible is going to start the playbook, again 2 machine is launched. Once 2 machine it is going to launch, how many machines? Right now 4. And you don't know the IP address of the new 2 machines. Then how to manage it? So manually it is not possible. Okay, suppose 7 machines are running right now. You are going to check it and you put the IP address. Suddenly 2 machine downs. Okay, so when Ansible playbook is going to execute, it is going to show some error, not reachable, and 2 machine downs and 1 machine up again. That IP address is not here. So dynamically we have to know the IP address of your target host. Okay, how it is possible? Through Ansible Python script. Ansible डेवलप हुआ किस में? पाइथन में. तो पाइथन स्क्रिप्ट दे दिया तुमने. आप ये स्क्रिप्ट यूज करो, इसको रन करो. ये स्क्रिप्ट, दिस स्क्रिप्ट इज गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट and collect the information, okay, and inform to Ansible. Then Ansible playbook is going to execute, right? आपका वो पहला वाला CI/CD हो गया? हाँ, क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है? कौन सा एरर? पूरा डिलीट करके फिर से बनाई है, क्योंकि सबका तो हो रहा है ना, सेम वही कॉन्फ़िगरेशन वही है. Okay, dynamic inventory. Now next option is types of inventory, dynamic inventory. Okay, how to speed up your playbooks or how to reduce execution time of your playbook. Suppose your playbook is running and so many jobs are there and it is going to execute on 100 missions. Target mission is 100. Now it will take more or less 1 hour to execute the playbook, to complete the job. How to reduce it, this 1 hour, to 30 minutes or 20 minutes, right? That is our target. So how it is possible? We are going to discuss that part. This speed up related, so many metrics are there, but one metric is fork. Check it after config file, fork. So what is Ansible config file? Inside of etc Ansible, ansible.cfg file is there. That is your Ansible configuration file. Okay, if you want to change something, modify something in Ansible, you have to use that config file. Fork one parameter inside of that file. By default, fork equal to 5. What is the meaning fork equal to 5? Suppose how many target machine? 100. Fork 5 means Ansible is going to continue the job in one shot parallelly 5 machines. Okay, 5 machines over, next 5 machines. Okay. Now if you increase this value, fork value 5 to 50, then 2 times parallelly complete. Okay. Now what should be the fork value? As per your resource, CPU and RAM. मेरे पास CPU RAM छोटा ही है, थोड़ा ही है, मैंने fork बढ़ा दिया तो काम नहीं होगा, कोई काम नहीं होगा, वो अटक जाएगा, फिर मतलब हैंग हो जाएगा. ठीक है. तो वी हैव टू टेक द डिसीजन व्हाट शुड बी द परफेक्ट वैल्यू ऑफ फॉर्क डिपेंड्स ऑन द रिसोर्स. ठीक है. ये कल डिस्कस करेंगे, दिखाएंगे. टी का मतलब थियोरी, एल का मतलब लैब. टीम लीड नहीं है. मतलब कुछ चीज है जो थियोरिटिकली आपको जानना है, कुछ चीज है जो प्रैक्टिकली लैब भी करना है. ठीक है. तो फॉर्क और कॉन्फ़िग फाइल क्लियर हुआ. अच्छा, Ansible, for Ansible purpose we are using na passwordless connectivity, master to node. Now your node is 1000. तो passwordless कैसे करोगे? वही SSH की जनरेट करके 1000 बार कॉपी करोगे? नहीं ना, कुछ तो उपाय होगा. तो we will discuss if target is 1000 then how to passwordless. ठीक है. इंटरव्यू में भी पूछते हैं, आपने मास्टर और ये किया? हाँ किया. तो पासवर्डलेस किया? हाँ, क्योंकि एनसिबल SSH प्रोटोकॉल यूज करता है. ठीक है. अभी वो पूछेगा अगर आपका टारगेट नोड 1000 है तो आप कैसे करोगे? इसे पता चलता है आपने काम किया कि नहीं किया, रियल टाइम में काम किया या जस्ट पढ़ के आया. ठीक है. तो अगर 1000 नोड्स देन हाउ टू. अच्छा, एनसिबल प्लेबुक. सपोज वन जॉब इज देयर, यू हैव टू एग्जीक्यूट दिस जॉब through Ansible playbook. Target machine is 10, 20, whatever may be. But already company, they are using shell script for the same job. They are going to run the shell script from cron and same job is going to execute. Now, company is going to use Ansible. Okay, you are the DevOps engineer. So you have to write the playbook. So वही सेम जॉब के लिए क्यों फिर से प्लेबुक में लिखोगे? प्लेबुक से एंसिबल वो जो तुम्हारा शेल स्क्रिप्ट था ना, उसको कॉल कर दो. मतलब वी आर गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट शेल स्क्रिप्ट फ्रॉम एंसिबल प्लेबुक. ठीक है. तो हाउ टू रन वन शेल स्क्रिप्ट फ्रॉम एंसिबल प्लेबुक. अगर वो प्ले ऑलरेडी है शेल स्क्रिप्ट में तो दोबारा लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है, वो तो काम कर रहा है. उसी को कॉल कर दो एंसिबल प्लेबुक से, तो 10 मशीन में वो शेल स्क्रिप्ट चला देगा. राइट. ये भी हमें देखना है. इसके आगे एंसिबल नॉर्मली CD टूल और मैनेजमेंट टूल. बेसिकली नाउअडेज मैक्सिमम यूज इज मैनेजमेंट टूल. दैट इज you are as a system administrator, you are going to manage multiple machine in one shot with the help of Ansible. Clear? And CD tool, in your CI/CD, Ansible role is as a continuous deployment. It is going to deploy in web server, Docker container, okay, Docker host. So Ansible is a CD tool as well as a management tool. But through Ansible, it is Ansible as well as ISE tool, infrastructure as a code. Okay, but market didn't accept it. Same as cloud formation of AWS, it is not accepted. So ISE tool means infrastructure as a code. जैसे आप Ansible से S3 EC2 बना सकते हो. ठीक है. तो एक एग्जाम्पल देख लेंगे, बस छोड़ देना है. नहीं भी देखो तो कोई मैटर नहीं, क्योंकि Ansible यूज ही नहीं होता इसमें. टेराफॉर्म यूज होता है, तो टेराफॉर्म में ध्यान देना है. टेराफॉर्म एज ए ISE टूल, इंडस्ट्री एक्सेप्टेड. फाइन. वन मोर टॉपिक इज एंसिबल टावर. इंटरव्यू में कभी कभी पूछ लेते हैं व्हाट इज एंसिबल टावर and why we use it. ठीक है? Ansible tower, it's the GUI portion, GUI of Ansible, developed by Red Hat. ओके जैसे जेनकिंस इंस्टॉल हो गया, कॉन्फ़िगर हो गया, फिर टोटली ग्राफिकल है ना, ब्राउजर बेस. एंसिबल में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, पूरा कमांड बेस, राइट. सो एंसिबल यू कैन रन एंसिबल प्लेबुक or Ansible ad hoc command graphically, GUI base. That is Ansible tower. Okay, it is developed by Red Hat, but it is not free of cost. If you want to test it, install it, check it, then you have to create one free account in Red Hat. They will provide you this software for 1 month only. Within 1 month you can practice it. Learning purpose, this is the feature. You have to create your account in Red Hat and then move to inside of this Red Hat site and download this Ansible tower or Red Hat software. 1 month permission is there. They are going to allow you one key with validity is 30 days. Okay. So Ansible tower, why it is important for industry? चलो इंडस्ट्री तो GUI यूज ही नहीं करता है ना. इंडस्ट्री GUI से नफरत है क्योंकि उसमें कुछ भी एक क्लिक हो गया तो प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, इसलिए कमांड लाइन चलता है पूरा. फिर भी एंसिबल टावर इंडस्ट्री में यूज होता है. क्यों? हाई अवेलेबिलिटी, HA. जैसे in your CI/CD in CI/CD pipeline you are using Ansible. Now suddenly your Git is running, GitHub is running, Jenkins is running, but Ansible is down. If Ansible is down, deployment is not possible. So Ansible or Jenkins, these are if it is in high availability mode. Okay. Active passive or active active, that is 2 machines, minimum 2 machines running. If one is down, another one is going to continue the job. That feature is known as HA, high availability, and that high availability is possible through Ansible tower. There was no command line options. Maybe आगे जाकर Ansible ऐड कर देगा command line. ठीक है, अभी तक टावर का वही है एक इंपॉर्टेंट यूज. ठीक है, तो कल हम लोग tomorrow we are going to start this Ansible REST portion. It will take maybe 2 classes because where, for, loop, block, this will take some time. If you know programming, then you can understand it. If you have no idea about programming, then it's a problem for you, where, loop, to understand this portion only. Rest portion you can understand. Clear? So please continue your practice related to Docker Compose, it is important, and other theoretical portion, and local hub and Compose practically, and other portion theoretically. Okay, login, process management, type of containers, all the documents are there. Go through the documents and just note it, your special note. Okay, 2 pages, types of containers. Go through that and note it, stateless, stateful. Okay, this is main. Another one more option is there, right? Interview purpose. So tomorrow we will start Ansible REST portion. Okay, sending this video.